What is up, everyone? I hope you all are doing well. My name is Ishaan and welcome to the video. I really enjoyed doing the reaction video, so I'm recording this one right after that one. So if you haven't checked out the last reaction video, I'm gonna link that here, so be sure to check it out before you start watching this one. Okay, this video caught my eye, so I think I should watch it. So the video is titled "Why Self-Improvement is Ruining Your Life." It's about 8. You know what? Since it caught my eye, let's check it out. Alright, y'all. So I'm about to react to this video by Better Ideas. 1.74 mil subscribers on YouTube. Of course, pretty established. That means he probably has good content to offer. Oh, actually, no, I take that back, because there are some YouTubers that have a lot of followers, but they don't offer good content. So take that back. We'll see how this turns out, but the video is titled "Why Self-Improvement is Ruining Your Life." Has over 1 million views though, so see what this video has to offer.
One of the best feelings in the entire world is the feeling of getting better at the things that you're interested in. If you're starting to get into the gym, it feels really good to actually see yourself getting stronger, whether that's visually or the fact that you can bench more pounds. Getting stronger and hitting new records is at least half the fun, if not all the fun, of going to the gym. If you're a piano player and you've been practicing your improvisational skills, it feels really good to be able to just make a banger of a melody in like 5 minutes. It feels good to walk around life with a certain level of competence. You've put in the work, you're better at certain things than most people. Competence makes you more useful to yourself, to your family, to your community, and it kind of makes the world a better place if you think about it. But if you've spent pretty much any time on the internet whatsoever, you've probably noticed that there's a culture that exists on Reddit and on YouTube and on bodybuilding forums that sees self-improvement as its own standalone hobby, detached from any particular interest or goal. And it's used almost like...
I think it brings a very interesting point. I actually didn't particularly ever notice or deduce this from YouTube. I'm not too much on Reddit, only here and there. And since he's talking about bodybuilding forums, I'm gonna assume he has a good knowledge of the bodybuilding and the fitness community. So this is gonna be I feel like this is gonna be a very good video to react to, because man, that shit definitely got my eye and my mind fucking running. Yeah, there is a big thing where self-improvement itself is seen as a standalone hobby rather than that being attached to a particular interest or goal, like he said. So let's keep going.
One thing that I do think is destructive is that these internet self-improvement communities seem to either intentionally or unintentionally sell this idea of self-improvement kind of being the answer to everything. They sell this idea of being able to improve yourself to a point where you don't really have to deal with life's struggles. You can eventually improve yourself to a point where everybody loves you because you're so charismatic, you have such a rocking body, everyone's just impressed with your Matt Diavella biceps. I'm not ripping on Matt Diavella, those things are huge. You'll eventually make so much money that you can pretty much buy anything you want. And all this stuff.
What he just said, I think, yeah, I have to agree. Yes, that makes sense. And I think I've definitely seen this in my life as well, where in the past, I've been I'm working so much on myself. I feel like people are gonna see me in a different light, but I think that's just me forgetting why I'm on the journey that I'm on. But I do have to say, I think at some point, what he's saying is it seems a bit, just a tiny bit extreme to generalize, just because I don't think that everyone thinks this way, where they can just pretty much be whoever they want and buy whatever they want. I don't know about all that. And we just saw in other content creators that I've consumed with self-improvement content and stuff, I think they're also pretty transparent about all their struggles that they go through in their journey, even currently, not just in the past. And I think that kind of portrays how they're able to show that vulnerability and say how, I've improved a lot, I'm on my journey, but still there's a lot of things that are, that I struggle with. So the struggles never really go away. So I think it's some people definitely, probably put that idea out that all your struggles are going to go away, but I think most of the people that I've seen so far, or the content that I consume, it's pretty much folks who do show their struggles even as part of their current life, which leads me to believe that all my struggles are realistic, something that that should be a part of my current life. Excuse my voice. Yo, as soon as I got back home last week, I've been sick and I have no idea what the fuck it is, because I tested for COVID last week, came out negative. I've been taking my allergy medication or whatever.
Buy anything.
Whatever, man. I want to drink some water, let the video play.
Sounds really great. I mean, who wouldn't want all that stuff? But as soon as you say it out loud, it becomes pretty clear that this type of thinking almost stems from a place of insecurity, of conditional happiness. It comes from a certain dissatisfaction of where you are now. Self-improvement, therefore, becomes...
I love how he said this. Literally 3, maybe 4 days ago, I was making a TikTok reacting to someone's post about body dysmorphia and this exact same concept about how a lot of people start their journeys because they're not fulfilled or happy with who they are. And that's part of why I also started my journey at the time, like back in the day with my gym stuff, with my self-improvement stuff, but it's not the answer. I will have to say, of course. Which is why I'm such a big advocate for self-acceptance, no matter what stage you are in. Even in the beginning stages, especially in the beginning stages, you should be working on how to actually accept yourself for who you are and all your flaws, because that wholeheartedly accepting yourself, that feeling, first, that's not something that you'll achieve just by, accomplishing goals or just by, I don't know, going to the gym or getting a certain physique or getting some sort of money. That's not where the self-acceptance is going to come from. And it's hard to answer what that looks like for each person, so everyone kind of has to figure out their own path to their self-acceptance. But I do advocate that, especially in the beginning of your journey, you need to be able to wholeheartedly accept for who you are, because that's also going to give you clarity as to how you want to move forward. So I completely have to agree with him.
Or becomes kind of like a vehicle that will take you towards this fantasy, this perfect life that you've always dreamed of. But if you look at some of the most successful people on planet Earth, I can guarantee you they didn't get to where they were by just being really into self-improvement. Usually they get there by being really freaking good at something. Bill Gates was obsessed with coding. Elon Musk, what's he not into? If you look up to these types of people and you want to be somewhat like them, you have to realize that they're not obsessing over their perfect morning routine and figuring out how to stack certain vitamins so that you can see through walls and unlock some sort of third eye of truth or something. That stuff is useful, but it's only useful if you're already doing something. One of the funniest examples of self-improvement being super counterproductive or unhelpful is people who read a lot of books about social interaction. And I'm totally not speaking from experience. It seems like common sense that the best way to get better at socializing is to socialize, to go out on a Friday night instead of spending your time playing video games. But there was a point in my life where I didn't really socialize at all, and all I did was read books like How to Win Friends and Influence People and The Like Switch and Models by Mark Manson. And it's almost like I was an alien trying to learn how to socially interact with people while I was locking myself in my house, not getting any exposure to people. It's like the perfect example of obsessive self-improvement, not doing...
I think what he's trying to say is just do it instead of continuing to just think about it or trying to learn as much as you can and just throw yourself in the water and just try. Like he said, just go do it instead of simply continuing to read about it constantly.
doing anything to help me improve. You know, the very thing that I was trying to improve was being sabotaged by the fact that I was cerebralizing it, theorizing about it, instead of just getting out there and getting experience. Now, the books that I just mentioned are helpful, and I've recommended them on the channel before, but they're only helpful if the vast majority of your time is spent out there in the real world, just living. You know, if all you watch is self-improvement videos, every book you read is a self-improvement book, and self-improvement is your main hobby, it's almost like you're a knight in the Middle Ages and you spend like your entire life deep within the castle walls, obsessively sharpening your sword and optimizing your equipment. Meanwhile, there's a war raging on outside the castle walls.
Hi, I have to give it to him. That was kind of funny. I have to agree, man. Like, damn, like there needs to be some sort of a balance in your life, and you shouldn't just be consuming self-help content. I've actually been in that situation. You know, last year, I think maybe it was last year, even like earlier on this year during winter break time, but primarily like last year, you know, spring semester of 2020ish, like that's when I was very much just watching self-help content. And actually, no, I'm going to take all this back, because I don't think I've had a time where I've just focused on self-improvement. I've always had something else going on. I've always had other things that I was also doing. So that wasn't just the only content or the things that I was consuming. So I have to take that back. My bad, y'all.
And the kingdom really needs your help. Maybe the princess got captured by a dragon or something like that. But you're just sitting there inside, making sure you have like the perfect equipment, and you're doing tons of push-ups and stuff and making sure you're in shape, but you have no clue how to fight any of the monsters out there. You've never been on an adventure before, so it's like you have the sharpest sword in the world, but no idea how to use it. And you're running out of time. And what most people who eventually break out of this self-improvement obsession eventually figure out is that it was far better to hack and slash their way through life with a dull sword than to spend your entire life inside with a sharp one. Now, it would obviously be pretty stupid if you never sharpened your sword, if you never picked up a book that's...
Right. Balance. You need to have the balance of both. You consume some stuff, learn it, absorb it, but then go out there and apply it. And that's where you should be spending most of your time on. You know, like if you're trying to get better at movements or exercises or learning new things at the gym, you're not going to just learn it by watching videos all the time. Like, yeah, that's going to help you in some sort of capacity, but you're actually going to have to go to the gym or perform those movements to actually better your form and learn and progressive overload on that movement.
Suggested a different way of doing things, if you never questioned your current lifestyle and what you can do to improve it. But get out the door. Go make some mistakes. Go try.
Go make some mistakes. Learn from the mistakes and continue to move forward.
Some things. Go live life and sharpen your sword along the way.
Overall, I really liked the video, and I'm glad I actually ended up watching it, because what he said, I definitely resonate with it. And even though I consume self-help content and self-improvement content, I think I have set some sort of a boundary with myself where I'm not letting it kind of take over the other aspects of my life or take over in my mind and making me feel like I'm not doing enough. So just finding that balance, I think that's what's key, you know, being able to make sure that you're consuming enough, but at the same time you're also going up there and applying it in real life. Anyways, that is all I've got for this reaction video. If you liked the video and made it this far into it, drop a like. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications, because I drop one new video every single week, and I will catch all of y'all in the next video.